How's that coming along?
It's what needs to be done. We need to start a revolution, my friend.
Okay, well, while you're working on that, welcome to the Stellar Show, episode 34, here inside the Uniontown Mall, Stellar's Collectible Shop with Victor Malik, who's, there you go, he's working on priorities there, number one in the area. The Sheriff Duke here, myself, Ken Philibon. And, okay, cool. So maybe we'll put that to use next weekend when I think the Nationals come to town. But before we get ahead of ourselves here, Malloy's Paving, 724-277-8037, 724-323-4179. Start thinking next year, folks. So, okay, so you know what? Before we
got a jam-packed show for you guys today. We're going to discuss a whole lot of things Pirates, things that are going on at the Uniontown Mall. Right now, we've got Spirit of Halloween in full gear. A lot of people are coming up. Come up and see the Uniontown Mall and the stores that are up here and get ready for Halloween.
Got some space open. The convenience store isn't conveniently there anymore.
It's
so anyone's looking to open up something up here in the Uniontown Mall, get a hold of these guys and join the party.
You can watch the Stellar Show get taped live from your store.
That's right. So what do we got here? You know what? Before we, just join in on this, Bonds, Sanguillen, and Leland the other, we were present for, you're welcome for the ticket, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I owe you money. I don't.
You owe me money. I was just waiting for the thank you. That's all.
Didn't I thank you?
You did not.
I humbly apologize to you deeply.
As you should. We're good.
It's terrible.
But
one thing, let me go real quick. If you guys are going to Pittsburgh right now, do not use Route 51.
It looked the other way ain't much better.
You were saying your way was bad.
3 lanes into one.
There's 2 bridges out. You cannot get even close to Century 3. They have cops parked, so don't go 51.
So respect the speed limits is what you're trying to say too, right?
It's pretty rough down there.
So, all right, so, those guys got inducted into the Hall of Fame, rightfully so, honestly. I know this is the 3rd year. In my opinion, all 3 should have been first ballot, so I don't know.
Bond should be 100% in the Major League Hall of Fame. I never understand how people can just use the steroid thing. When you sat there, I know I came in late, but the amount of statistics that he accrued when he was in Pittsburgh, that was a 2.5 minute thing.
I don't think he was allegedly seeing any pharmacists at the time, so.
He was just a darn good baseball player.
Hey,
Congratulations to Barry Lamar.
Let's be honest. He probably could have jumped in there and hit the ball better than Taylor was.
Things are bad in Pittsburgh right now. We're going to get into it in the next segment.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I did want to give some respect to these guys, all 3 of them. Leland, Sanguillen. Sanguillen's been a class act forever, signing autographs out at Manny's Pit when you're there. You know what, swing by, show him some respect. He does that. I don't think he gets paid to do that, honestly. I mean, if he does, it ain't much.
And Manny was, basically the 3rd best Pirate for the majority of the 70s.
Yeah, and
he really was.
He caught a lot of games.
That's more my generation.
Yes,
I know
sir.
You're more the Bonds and things like that.
Yeah, and you know what?
As a kid.
Seeing Leland and Bonds back in town, you maybe long for those days as a kid. You know what? I really feel, and I've been preaching this for a good while now.
Yeah, he has.
Leland.
And we're not guys who go to 1 or 2 games and watch.
I'm almost at 20.
He's at 20. I'm at 5. So I'd go to more if I had time. We are hardcore fans who just had enough of this.
It was so sickening on Saturday that we didn't stick around to see Tellez pitch.
Yeah. And you pitched Tellez on a game that Bonds, you're inducting, and you started off with a bullpen start.
Which is
embarrassing.
Let's dissect that. I think that's another reason this team's falling apart. He's using a bullpen day as part of his rotation, which is just, don't even get me started there. And that's why I think a lot of these bullpen arms are dead when they're coming in to relieve Skeens, Keller.
We saw it firsthand. He let whoever that guy was pitch 4 innings. Yeah. He pitches 4 innings. He walks the first 2 batters, and you have De La Cruz on the on-deck circle. You go out and talk to the pitcher and leave him in there, and he hits a triple. Then you come out and take him out. Well, are you really trying to win?
I'm trying to remember because it's all blurred. Did he get taken out because he got pulled, or was he the one that got speared on the?
No, Stratton came in.
That's right,
Stratton came in.
It shows where my priorities are with them right now.
kids, there's a number one rule in baseball. If you're on second base and a guy hits a ground ball in front of you, you do not go to third base. O'Neal Cruz, what are you thinking at that point? Which I heard later on the way home. Oh, we'll get to that.
Okay.
On the way home, Barry Bonds went up and did the radio part of it with Bob Walk when that play happened and said you would never have seen that under a Jim Leland coach team.
Which goes back to why I long for those days instead of this nonsense we're putting up with. Because Jim Leland was a good manager and he had talent. I really believe the talent's there. It's just being mismanaged. And for every, as much as I support Nutting and the Pirates, and
it's not his fault.
Yeah,
I've come to the agreement it's not his fault. You're going to find out in a couple minutes about that.
But you know what? Let's close up this segment. We'll save some more of this venom when we come back. We'll be back after this.
Discover the soul of Broadway, Impossible Dreams, at the State Theater in Uniontown with Teron Brooks as he reimagines Broadway classics like never before. Experience a night of love, loss, and hope. Get your tickets now at 724-439-1360 or www.statetheater.info. The soul of Broadway, Impossible Dreams at the State Theater in Uniontown.
Welcome back to the Stellar Show here inside of the Stellar's Collectible Shop in Uniontown Mall with Victor Malik, the Duke, and myself, Ken Philibum, Yinzer Valley Farms. Get on all the socials, check out what they got going on, wing nights, comedy nights, well, great place for weddings, and we're going to jump into Caden's favorite segment here. Kind of really carries over what we just got done getting into. So we got from 1985, Wacky Packages stickers.
These are valuable. There are collectors out there that love this stuff. What, from 1985?
Yes, sir.
Is that the first series?
No, I think in the early 70s there was one. But some of these do fetch a good return. So
yeah, made by Bazooka, so you're getting Bazooka gum, not Topps gum.
Which I'm looking forward to, because Bazooka normally has better gum. So, and I tried to do that without ripping the wrapper.
Because believe it or not, guys, some of the wrappers are worth
really
money.
Are. So,
for all you repackers out there.
Kid Cud. I assume that's a play on. I have no clue. Mr. Stubble, Red Hoss, Stable Salt, Valifence, and the gum. Except I'm not gonna eat that black part.
There's a black. You missed the Dr. Pooper was stuck to Kid Cud.
Yeah, I might be keeping that Dr. Pooper, Caden. So we'll go from wacky packages to the wacky, direction of the Pirates at the moment.
Now, right now, I, for my lifetime, enjoy YouTube videos from Glenn Beck when the great Glenn Beck pulls out a chalkboard. Forgive me for trying to be Glenn Beck, but I'm going to take a chalkboard approach to the Pittsburgh Pirates right now and try to explain to you, while Ken either agrees or disagrees, and I welcome his disagreements, on what the Pirates' problems really are. What I've written down here is these, from the PNC Park era, are the first-round draft picks of the Pittsburgh Pirates from 2000 all the way to current times. What you have right here in the red, you're seeing when the Pirates drafted in the top 10. And out of that, you've got 4 All-Stars.
Which, by the way, before we started this, he said there was only 2. So I humbly, as the Iron Sheik, I humble him.
And I was humbled, and I do agree that he is correct on that. I did not think Pedro Alvarez ever really made the All-Star game.
The other one too.
But he did. Who's the other one?
Skeens. He missed Skeens.
Wasn't thinking current times. As you're going through this, you're looking at how many times the Pirates have wasted a first-round draft pick, and this is why when they go through these restructurings, these teams don't work because they're drafting players that they don't develop. I will never forget Brian Bullington. He was a high school kid back in 2002. They drafted him number 1 overall. His first start with the Pirates was when he was 28 years old. It took him 10 years to get him to start, and he got racked and never pitched again.
You know what? This isn't really fair. You're talking there was different ownerships, different GMs. So I would like to jump up to about 2018. Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there.
This is for the current group right now.
Let's go current, because it's not fair to blame.
How about 17? How about 16?
Well, there was him.
Newman should still be a Pirate.
Well, hold on. But what I'm looking at is the current regime. your GM and whatnot, because remember there was a situation where they cleaned house, which that narrative always gets left out.
You're going to go after the Charrington, not the Huntington version.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's. Yeah, like I said, because they inherited. So like, I don't think it's fair to talk about Austin Meadows and Cole Tucker with today's regime. Because it's just, they had nothing to do with that. That's what they inherited.
But they got absolutely nothing for these guys.
Well, because they shouldn't have gotten anything for them.
If you could have developed these guys, you could have gotten something for them, for the current group right now.
Outside of that group, Reese McGuire maybe panned. Well, keep Brian Hayes is solid. I know that's not popular.
This is systemic with the Pirates, that they're failures at drafting players. That's what this really shows, is this is historically bad. This isn't one regime versus another. You break this down,
they're probably on par with the rest of Major League Baseball.
I can't see the Tampa Bay Rays, the Oakland A's, Cleveland Indians.
Drafting 4 All-Stars in the last 19 years in the first round. That's impressive when you break that. That's one every 4 to 5 years, which is probably about where that's how the math would break down. Do we need to go over multiplication tables, division, addition, subtraction?
If the Steelers drafted this badly, where would they be?
Where they are now, and they have been drafting bad.
This is the point I'm trying to show.
They took Kenny Pickett in the first round 2 years ago.
There's word coming around right now that a rebuild is imminent.
I don't think so. I think they're there. They don't need to rebuild. It's what you started to show off of. They just need a new manager. The talent's there. This is not on the talent is just being mismanaged. This is not a front office issue. This is not an owner issue. This is not a talent issue. It's being mismanaged.
We'll get to the talent issue on the bottom of this when I compare the salaries of the Yankees and the Pirates. That's a striking part. Now, when you go to build a team, this is where my biggest problem with the Pittsburgh Pirates are. First base. The Pirates have not had, other than, you like Kevin Young, I'm on the fence about Kevin Young, Adam LaRoche, and Josh Bell. Those are the only really repeat first basemen you've had to build a team around. Lyle Overbay, Randall Simon, Sean Casey, Casey McGee, Gabby Sanchez, Ike Davis, Pedro, Jaso. These are not names that you build a team around. If they were good, you wouldn't change the first base position every year.
You started off praising Glenn Beck, and now you're whining like Mad Owls.
This is fact. You can't explain to me the first base position in Pittsburgh, Ben.
Well, right now, Tellez, he's playing good.
You think you're going to win a playoff game when Rowdy Tellez is your first base?
You ain't winning with one person. I mean, but regardless, as long as Shelton's the manager, they ain't winning nothing. So,
okay.
Sorry, it's just the way it is. You could. And by the way, Keller's making more than $7.5 million. He signed 5 years, 75.
That's what's on. It's on Spot Track right now that it's 7.5 for this year. Whatever. These are this year's numbers.
Well, they're getting taken to the cleaners on Bednar.
Absolutely. What you have in the outfield for the Pirates, we'll start there. Reynolds is making $10 million. Cruz is making $775,000. De La Cruz is at $247,000. I have no idea how that's possible.
Because he's not due for his money. He starts getting paid after next year.
But then why would Skeens be making $560?
Because he was the first overall pick, and his money was all bonus money.
Okay.
Yeah.
IVK is at $250,000 if he's your shortstop going forward.
Which I'm sure is being left out of a lot of this. Some of these guys, like I said, when you a lot of their bonuses are easy to hit. So, but
Nick Gonzalez is at $560,000. Rowdy Tellez is being paid $3.2.
You got to remember there is a cap on draft picks. So that's that's why some of these guys, like the ones that are in the 560, are like your first round picks. De La Cruz probably was not a first-round pick. I don't remember off the top of my head without looking, but he's probably anywhere between 8th round and 20th if he's making $247.
Yeah, but that's your starting right fielder going forward.
But he's got good numbers. He's solid.
So now when you look at what I just explained with the Pirates, you see what the Yankees are doing. And we all realize the Yankees are the highest tier and the highest paying franchise in baseball and maybe in sports. Their left fielder Verdugo's making $8.7. Jazz Chisholm, who just came into the fold through a trade, still on the pre-arbitration, is at $900,000. Aaron Judge makes $40 million. Iron Sheik just fell. Shame on you. Rizzo at first base, who's hurt right now. He counts for 17.
He fell asleep from you talking about the Yankees payroll. Go on before you put everyone else to sleep.
Gleyber Torres is at $14 million. Volpe's $800,000. LeMahieu is at $2.7. Stanton is making $32 million. When you realistically look at the salaries and the overall view of the Pirates, this can be done better.
Well, but you're comparing revenue streams. The city of New York, I mean, they can have more people get lost and find their way into Yankee Stadium than Pittsburgh can pull from it.
But the Pirates are charging just as much for the
No,
food.
They're not. The food's close, but ticket prices, Yankees are charging way more. I've been to a Yankee game. Yeah, you're not. No, yeah, you're not getting into Yankee Stadium. I mean, the high-end Pirate tickets is about what you're going to pay on the lower end for a Yankee ticket.
So this is my dissertation from the chalkboard world on where the Pirates are. And I still say you need to address this and this before you address a lot of other problems.
You just got to address the manager. The team's there. Yeah, it's like we talked about in the last segment, this bullpen nonsense, burning out these bullpen arms by having them pitch longer in these bullpen games, and then whenever they got to come in to relieve Skeens and whatnot, that's why they're gassed.
The Pirates right now have just fired their player development head for Latin America, so maybe we'll get some new blood in that.
So what's going on here with your boycott PNC?
Boycott and PNC. I love going to a Pirate game. I think it's one of the best entertainment values in Pittsburgh, minus the food, as we just talked about. But with the fire Shelton part, I think what we could do as fans, because boycotting it, the media will just tell you it's worthless, it's senseless. I'm thinking if you don't buy the current jerseys, or if you at a game turn the shirt inside out.
Well, that's where I would go. See, you know what? Go there, and anytime there's a blunder, boo, or get a fire Shelton chant started, like I've tried multiple times this year. You know,
it did work with Canada, but I think
Canada wasn't the problem, but that's a whole other situation.
But that worked. Booing Canada got
Canada
to them
was always he's the fall guy. They haven't won a playoff game in 4 offensive coordinators. There's a pattern. But anyway, yeah.
There's a pattern behind me too.
Well, yeah, like I said, you're going back.
But do you like the idea of turning the shirt inside out? It's not bags on the head. You turn the shirt inside out.
Why are we cutting off at 2,000?
Old clothing.
Like,
I just did PNC Park.
Okay, well, PNC Park opened in 01, not 2000.
I threw 2000 in there just to be that way. But when you go back through that, wasn't there in the contract to build PNC Park that they would put a competitive team on the field? Are you putting a competitive team on the field when Casey McGee and Ike Davis are in your history as first baseman that Pirate fans accept? The Pirate fans need to strive for a little bit better team than what they're getting. Well, I disagree with you that this team is that good. They can build with it. No, I don't see what you see with this team.
You don't think this is you don't see this as a talented roster?
I see the starting pitching staff as the bullpen in Pittsburgh always seems to find a way to work.
Yeah, not this year.
Till this year.
Well, because they're blowing them out in these bullpen starts.
Where's your power coming from the starting 9?
Reynolds. He's got some power. Dela Cruz, he's got a little bit of pop. Definitely Cruz once he gets rolling. Welcome back to the final segment of the Stellar Show here in the Uniontown Mall Stellar's Collectible Shop with myself, Ken Philbaum, Sheriff Duke, and store owner Victor Mullick. So before I forget, DJ Rick, who helps us out here, if you got some DJing gigs that need taken care of, get a hold of Rick here, and he'll gladly hopefully take care of you on that. Also, September 29th, the Mount Pleasant Glass Festival. We will be filming at the gazebo at 12 o'clock, high noon. Myself, the Duke, and Victor will be up on the gazebo. We will be followed by Scott Blasey of the Clarks, and Pendulum will close it out that night.
Fireworks?
So, yes, sir. Fireworks will follow Pendulum. So bring a lawn chair and just stay for the whole day. So let's see here. Oh, before I forget, because I took it back to the Ken Cave, I need to reach out to Mean Dean. Brought that back. We need to get you your own helmet here because
working on that. Yeah, you're absolutely
Dean,
right.
If you're seeing this, help him out. Get him a deal for a helmet, please, because that looks too good in the Ken Cave. I mean, I don't want to deprive kids from wearing a helmet, but that belongs in the Ken Cave. Sorry, go
Gotcha.
on.
Yeah, the kids the pictures that this helmet has taken over the past, it's been here about a year. I would love to get a wall with some of the pictures of the kids who've worn that helmet with the gloves.
All right.
Makes a big difference. I'm glad to have it back. Thanks again, Dean.
Fair enough. And let's see, what else is going on? Anything you want to throw in before we go to wrap this up?
Oh, you want to discuss what happened to me at PNC Park?
I feel like we're forgetting something, but that marker that you are drawing that sign with is it's done wonders for my comprehension skills this afternoon.
So what we're going to discuss right now is how badly I have devolved down as an athlete. I want to thank my buddy from high school, Dave Doman. He's a great guy. He's a season ticket holder. And any of you guys have season tickets.
Say Domit?
Doman.
Oh, okay.
Not Domit.
I got
Remember when he hit Grabo with the throw to second base? One of the great moments in Pirate history, if you ask me. It's queued up on YouTube.
Up there with Rob McCoyak.
What did McCoyak do?
Go check the police blotter.
Interesting. But anyway, Dave is a season ticket holder for 2 years, asked me if I wanted to go down and hit baseballs at PNC Park and catch balls in the outfield. This year I finally did it. Went down there and things are bad. This is one of the balls that I hit, and I'm still under the belief that these balls were extremely soft. I got one halfway into the outfield.
Giggity.
It was bad. So the worst part of that was throwing the radar gun room. Now, back in the days at Kennywood, my name was on the board once or twice for throwing the hardest for the day.
I'm lucky to hit the ground.
Revved up, threw it as hard as I could, 56, the kid says. Threw it even harder, 59. The last one I threw 102. That's all I have to say on that one.
Yeah,
there was a $10 tip to the kid running the radar.
I was going to say that. I'm calling some questions
on that.
So,
but it's one of the best days you can possibly spend. To spend 2 hours on the field at PNC Park, it's just at 56, the body doesn't do what it used to.
So while you were there, did you at least offer Trilio or some of these guys batting under 200 some tips?
No, I feel so much shame. There might be an accompanying video.
You can't be as bad as Trilio.
Showrunner and I are going to go down to Hutchison, and I'm going to hit him off of a tee and see if it was the balls. So you might be seeing another short video coming in the future.
So Rise Wrestling will follow Victor's batting practice.
Thanks again, Dave.
We'll see you next week for episode 35. Thank you.
Never believe where Pittsburgh Stellar Collectibles and the Stellar Show are. Right now, we're on the field at PNC Park enjoying Fan Fest. What's this day called, Dave? This is my buddy Dave, who's allowed me to come down with him, season ticket holder.
It's field days.
Field days. And we're going to get to bat. We're going to get to field. I'm already throwing my shoulder out. So things are going to be interesting. Thanks.
Victor wakes up, his dreams on the line. A pirate cap on.
Pre-game psych mode. I'm about to bat here at field day at PNC Park. I got my stick. I'm ready to go.
Victor Mullen.
Swinging for the fences, hoping for a chance. Breaking down defenses.
All right, Vic.
If he could lose weight, oh what a sight. A pirate in the night, ready to ignite. With the coffee in hand and a side of fries, he sees the diamond glitter under sunny skies. Dream big, work hard, it's never too late. In his heart, he's got a pitcher's face.
Paramedics are ready. Paramedics are standing by, guys. Probably going to see my arm break off or a heart attack. Possibly a stroke if I throw too hard.
55.
You're foolish.
We're here.
55, that's it.
56. Now batting.
Thanks.
Dustin
You're lying. That was 98. Had to be 98.
Super nice to oh man, you looked more.
Yeah, I didn't hit a home run. I did miss a pitch, but I had some hard shots. All in all, it was a damn good day. Thank you to Dave Doman. Thank you to the Pittsburgh Pirates. I had a blast. Thanks again.
Dreams on the line, a pirate cap